It's annoying, but clarification is needed. No, I do not hate Mr. H in every fiber of his being. I don't think he should get hit by a truck full of cancer over saying something completely fucking stupid within his video. This is in relation to some comments he made regarding Robert Englund's suggestion that the next Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street should try to be more queer focused.
People, again actors as well, firmly believe that people weren't accepting. They're almost retroactively, you know, in hindsight, rewriting history. At least for the last 30 to 40 years, we've been pretty accepting. I mean, we're in 2020, right? Think about Boy George, you know, guy that came out, you know, dressing as women and all this kind of stuff. No issue. No one cared. Eddie Izzard, Rocky Horror Picture Show. You know, I could just list these things off. No one cared.
Let's get started. I'm going to spell it out right now. This is the exception is the rule fallacy at work here. Think of this as like getting a wrong answer on a test. You can accept you are wrong given the examples in this video and other videos with articles I'm linking, ignore or pretend I never directly linked this to you, or just double down because you rather stroke job your audience instead of being honest with them. Like when Steven Crowder said that the polar ice caps were gaining more ice every year according to NASA, but not taking into account that they lose more ice every year than they gain overall. Just an example. So because Tim Curry, Boy George, and the entire 80s hair metal scene existed, overall, gay people were pretty much accepted. We've all been pretty accepting over the years. God fucking damn it. I didn't grow up with multiple people who said we should kill the fags and probably claimed they were homophobes in the 90s. Gay wasn't used as a negative pejorative up until I graduated high school. I didn't spend years worth of my time hating myself from the 6th grade until my 20s over comments made by the church regarding to gay people that I was destined for drug addiction, loneliness, and, well, hell to look forward to after I die. But that's personal experience. Let's look at the environments back then, too. The AIDS epidemic wasn't ignored until straight people were being infected. They didn't have to march onto Washington and get completely ignored by the media in order to attempt some recognition for their rights and protections. There wasn't a real case of people getting fired for having AIDS that inspired the Tom Hanks movie.
Let me put it this way, Andy. Your place in the future of this firm is no longer secure. We feel it isn't fair to keep you here when your prospects are limited.
How many people, gay or infected, got fired from their jobs that went unreported, let alone getting their own fucking movie? Defensive Marriage Act in the 90s, don't ask, don't tell when it came to the military. 40% of homeless kids, period, that is 40% of homeless kids overall are queer.
This is where we end up sleeping. This is actually a bench I slept on, and across the street is the stoop I slept on when the park was closed.
Pretty accepting overall, huh? Tim Curry existed. Wow, so how many trans people got murdered just last year?
And the data we have is based on the folks who have reported. We don't know about the folks who suffer in silence.
Hey, do you think you could get voluntary manslaughter for killing 2 elected officials in any part of the United States? I mean, that's what the assassin got who murdered Mayor Moscone and Harvey Milk got. Voluntary manslaughter. You don't have people that are worth millions of dollars saying things like this.
Which is worse, slavery or homosexuality?
Homosexuality by far.
By far.
Yeah, you hear that, kids? Remember, this is worse than this. Trans people didn't lose any protections this year when it came to medical. Trans people are not political targets right now. Whatever, they're a minority. It's nice that most people just want to grill, but unfortunately, we have a lot of people who like to invent problems to solve. Trans people using the shitter wasn't a problem until some conservatards couldn't win anymore when it came to gay bashing. So I get that the majority of people don't give a shit beyond things that don't directly affect them, that a lot of trans and other queers don't want to be activists until they want something that's denied to them. Can I get pie like everyone else?
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Or they become a target.
Ooh, jeez. Oh, man.
A transgender woman brutally attacked in Texas last month was found shot and killed over the weekend. Video from April's assault shows several men beating the woman in a Dallas parking lot.
And then they realize the hard way the importance of being treated as equals within society's rules and laws. And this video was really the straw that broke my back in regarding to these reactionary channels. Just to use Mr. H as an example, I got drawn to him due to his lore videos involving Hellraiser, among other horror icons. And then every fucking video is about some kind of bullshit article on the net. Woke politics, everything's woke.
You're just being used as a commodity? This is not the... Is this the level of representation you want? I look at that and I go, that's baffling.
So when is it not commodifying queer people? Robert Englund sees a gap of gay representation in horror and says, hey, maybe we can show off an experience queer people will relate to and maybe challenge the sensibilities of straight people that others may never have thought of. And how much would Freddy fuck with a kid who doesn't have fully accepting parents? They don't even have to be blatant straw man homophobes. They literally just could make a comment about him finding a girl or something, and that can add to his inner turmoil a lot of queer kids feel as they realize they are different. You really think that isn't something Freddy would or could fuck with?
What's with kids today, huh? No respect.
These fucking people just want anything gay in a movie or a TV show or video game especially to be secondary to the point where it can be nearly invisible, like the second Freddy film. Or Disney's remakes. Really anything that can be easily cut out and get into the lucrative Chinese market. Yeah, the anti-SJW thing is done. You ran out of wannabe activists to poke fun at. I haven't seen a Trigglypuff in nearly half a decade, let alone run into any in my day-to-day life that fuck with me.
I'm reading Facebook.
And I attend at least 3 furry conventions a year, for fuck's sake. You think at least somebody randomly would run up to me and scream about my white skin or start some kind of fucking half riot in the convention center in the hotel. Talking about how my white skin gives off racist radiation according to the narratives a lot of these channels perpetuate regarding everything within entertainment media. Oh no, guys! They changed the look of She-Ra. How am I supposed to jerk off to this underage girl now? Oh, they drew that female character as something other than a Barbie doll perfection hot fuck? Why can't they make it exactly like the original shows?
Just another butt-fucking of history by lazy leftists.
Actually finding out the original She-Ra and He-Man were made to be gay on purpose and not just by accident, that was pretty surreal.
Aside from the fact that He-Man and She-Ra have been gay icons for decades,
I'm the princess of power, bitch!
In an interview with Gay.com, original voice of She-Ra and daughter of the show's creator, Lou Scheimer said, the show was created for girls and gay boys, that Filmation Studios was the gayest place in town, that she was an out lesbian and her father was into dudes himself, which is why when you watch either of these shows, you'll see nods and winks to the LGBT community all the time, and she emphasizes that it's a no-brainer how the characters have appealed so much to the gay community for decades because, well, it was kind of designed that way.
That's it. That explains everything.
This is fucking annoying and I'm tired of it. People have died trying to be themselves openly and freely, and then when we start to finally get some recognition to the point that artists and writers are seeking out and understanding perspectives of different people and defying established social norms, as they often did before and during and after the civil rights movement with movies, comics, and books.
In the final panel, the astronaut takes off his helmet and you can see that he's black. The story was met with much criticism and backlash, particularly the Comics Code Authority, which demanded the astronaut be white.
We've always been pretty accepting.
Now it's all spun as they're just doing it to virtue signal. It's them forcing politics down our throats. Oh, that bullshit, get your politics out of it. Fuck you. Everything is politics, shitbag. Politics happens 24/7, not just once every 4 years.
If you've got the privilege to do it, it is easier to just not pick a side, to not watch the news, to not have an opinion, to just have another drink and let the world sort itself out for a while.
Take control of your life today. Set yourself free and experience relief from belief. Ask your doctor if ataraxia is right for you. Ataraxia. Worry less, live more.
So we have been generally accepting overall, right? That's why everyone throws a fit if they have a blink and you'll miss it trans character in a game like Baldur's Gate Siege or Dragonspear. Or people refusing to buy Battletech because it has a gender slider. Or just recently, someone LARPing as Guts from Berserk was complaining about gay Vikings. Yeah, God forbid we portray a homosexual relationship that would exist back then before Christendom came along and said that that was bad. And what's very funny to me, considering this, is that Ubisoft is in a bit of a crisis right now because a number of their employees have multiple accusations of sexual harassment, and they moved them around the company like the Catholic Church. So this individual here has no problem with Ubisoft being the rape company, but he has a problem with two fictional men kissing each other. You know, if Casca had her mind back, I don't think she would appreciate where your priorities are, Guts.
Don't look at me.
And what are these fuckers gonna do when humans can gene splice themselves into other animals or some other interesting shit? Yeah, pretty accepting overall. That's like pretending racism wasn't really a thing because Stevie Wonder and Louis Charles was able to succeed. I'm just so fucking done with these types of channels. I've been cleaning house lately on my subscription feed because there's so many good commentators on movies, video games, that just went down the road of this anti-SJW shit to the point where they just can't seem to stop. Like, the idea of criticizing people being reactionary became something that was reactionary. Oh my god, there's a trans person in a video game. Fucking shoot me in the head. The idea that history is somehow being rewritten? No, you fucking idiot. It's simply being acknowledged at this point. So I had to interject another part here because when I was making this video, I came across another MR.H video where he was complimenting Arch Warhammer in regards to this letter writing campaign to Games Workshop. Games Workshop recently came out with a statement saying that their hobby of Warhammer is for everybody. And someone took issue with that, in this case Arch Warhammer, and he started an email campaign. I'll let these clips explain to you who Arch Warhammer is.
No point previously in their history, no point whatsoever, has Games Workshop even suggested that they don't want a particular group to play their games, regardless of their sexuality, their skin color, their religion, their political preference. No stops. Everyone. Until today.
Basically disgruntled Warhammer fans and also fans of Arch Warhammer. Very, very big YouTuber. Very good YouTuber. Very good YouTuber.
Who is Arch Warhammer? I hear you asking. Wait, the black people can't even find black history? Then why do we use a moth for it? Dang it, no cotton emote. Real fascism leads to a utopian state where every member is both spiritually and physically fulfilled, whilst leaving in as much luxury as the state can possibly afford.
I just found it funny that a person's reaction to Games Workshop saying an empty statement like our hobby is for everybody, his reaction is, well, you're excluding people. Huh? Blows my fucking mind.
Wrong. For the first time, Warhammer was not for everyone. For the first time, even Warhammer chose to close its doors for some. For the first time ever, fans of Warhammer were attacked for their opinions. And that is true.
So wait. Games Workshop has always said, our products are for everyone. And then they say, if you don't believe in including everyone, you should leave and you will not be missed. It's just the tolerance paradox again. It's the same hurdle they keep tripping over and over again. You claim to be tolerant, but in your latest press statement, you said you don't tolerate intolerance. Curious.
But those are just my thoughts. Have a nice day. Good luck out there. Don't get lynched.